Welcome to Learn to Live Stress-Free. This is Christine Wright with Dr. Robert Wright Jr. of www.stressfreenow.info.
Hi, this is Dr. Bob, Stress Free Now podcast, coming to you today with your unique travel tip. I am currently in Juneau, Alaska, and you would think I would be slightly disappointed, or I should say a person could be slightly disappointed because the the thing that we hear all the time, the best laid plans of mice and men or women don't always work out like we hope they would work out. And so my plan for today was to have breakfast, exercise, and then go on a short excursion. And that short excursion was going to be my first seaplane flight ever. Now, anybody that's ever been bitten by the travel bug will understand what I'm saying. Over 25 years ago, I was stuck in traffic on the FDR Drive on a Friday afternoon. And anybody that's been on the FDR Drive on a Friday afternoon knows it's bumper to bumper and it's not moving. You're lucky if you're doing 5 miles an hour and then stopping. And so I was right near 23rd Street, before where the United Nations is, before 31st Street, before 34th Street, where the helicopters take off. And so I looked down to my right, and there I saw an amazing sight. It was people getting onto a seaplane. And I thought, today's Friday. The people that can get out of the city in the summertime, they either left yesterday, which was Thursday, or they are beating it out of town right now on Friday afternoon. And I looked down at the seaplane and I said, oh my gosh, that seaplane is probably either going to the Hamptons or Martha's Vineyard. Who wouldn't want to be in a seaplane flying over the traffic rather than looking at all that traffic on the Long Island Expressway or on I-95 as you headed up to Boston? And so when the last passenger got into the seaplane took off from the pier and it headed north towards the 59th Street Bridge. And it went north to maybe around a little past 34th Street from 23rd Street. And then it made a U-turn and it turned around. Now, mind you, I'm stuck in traffic and it's Friday. And I'm looking at this and I go, that's a really nice way to live. I want to do that one day. And what I was looking at was not just to be a passenger in a seaplane, but to actually fly a seaplane. And so, although this is 25 years later, I'm closer, but no cigar. So the plane made a U-turn, and then the pilot hit the gas, and the seaplane went down, and it started to lift off the water. And it was an amazing sight to see being stuck in traffic. And then the seaplane made a bank after it took off. And then it turned like 90 degrees and it went east, like going towards the Hamptons. And I said to myself, I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to fly a seaplane. I'm going to get my seaplane license. And so this is 25 years plus. It's a long time to wait. And this morning, my first seaplane flight as a passenger, mind you, was canceled due to weather. Now, I have to admit, it is rainy and foggy here, and it probably is not safe, as I was told. to fly in a seaplane here in Alaska today. So, but here's the good news. The good news is that when I was telling someone about this, they said to me, they said, hey, listen, you're paying way too much as a tourist to take a seaplane tour to this place where you're going. Why don't you just take the seaplane like the commuters do? And you'll save 75, 70% of what the tour would be. You won't get all the bells and whistles, but you'll get your seaplane ride. And I said, save 70 to 75% and still accomplish my mission. I like that. And so it just means that I had to wait a little longer. Now, yesterday, I was in Quequechuan and I saw like about 6 or 7, places where they had seaplanes lined up, and you could ride in the seaplane, or you could take a tour, or you could take a commuter flight. So guess what? I'm very fortunate. This is a back-to-back cruise, and when I come back down, and I will hit one of those spots and just take a commuter flight and go and come back and take some gorgeous video footage of the seaplane. So I hope that those that might be interested, will consider that, hey, sometime in the future, you might be shooting the video and be in the video. So this is Dr. Bob telling you that sometimes it takes years and years to hit your goal target, but so what? When you hit it, it's sweet. And I'm that much closer to hitting my goal targets because guess what? Last year, I was in the Maldives, and when I landed at the airport and I walked outside, there was this sign that said, biggest seaplane base in the world. And I go, I'm getting closer. Now, because the prices were so high in the Maldives, of course, I didn't take a seaplane. I took a jet boat. And my back, because those guys drive kind of fast on the water, I just remember my back, it looks really cute to go in a speedboat, but your bottom can take a lot of punishment. And so what I want to say to you is that uh, many of us, many of you have dreamed of doing something and put it off because life got in the way, or you just forgot about that dream. So I want to encourage you to go back and look through your files and see, hey, 5 years ago, I wanted to do that. I still want to do that. So dust that off. 10 years ago, I wanted to do that. Dust that off and figure out a way to make it happen. You'll be glad that you did. And remember that the perfect is the enemy of the good enough. So while going on that tour, onto the private lake and this and that, and with the bonfire is nice, the bottom line was the seaplane ride, which was bringing me closer to getting my pilot's license, because although I've been in a private plane before, I've never been in a seaplane. And so I need to have that experience to see if I actually really like it, because sometimes, the reality versus the fantasy can be very different. As Lieutenant Commander Spock once said in one of the original Star Trek series episodes, he said, you may find that wanting and having are not the same. So live long and prosper. This is Dr. Bob signing off from Stress Free Now podcast. And please, if you enjoy what we say here at Stress Free Now, hit that like button on YouTube and let them know that you like Stress Free Now podcast and subscribe and share. So this is Dr. Bob reminding you again to do what you already know, which is take care of yourself. As Yubi Blake said at his 100th birthday party, if I had known I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. So remember, stress-free is self-care isn't selfish, it's smart. From Stress Free Now podcast at stressfreenow.info. Until next time, be safe and be well.